So we dropped Mystery Box number 2 on Thanksgiving Day to people that have already purchased a kit in the past. We opened it up on Black Friday to everyone, and we officially dropped it on Black Friday, and we sold out by around, I think, 12 noon that day. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the ScentClub Mystery Box number 2. This is what it is that you're going to be receiving. There's 22 fragrances, a little booklet, notes-taking booklet for perfumes, and a little sweet treat as well. I'm going to tell you about the fragrances. I'm going to tell you about the discount codes, if there are any, all coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Were you able to get a ScentClub Mystery Box? Let me show you what's inside. I'm not going to show you what's inside, but this is what it's going to look like. There are 22 samples, the little informational, and there's a little booklet in there from Sarah Colton. Let me show you. It's basically, it's called the Bad Girls Perfume Notes, and you've got information and you can take notes and things like that. So this could be coming handy for you to take notes when you're sampling the fragrances. And of course there's that little sweet treat as well. So I thought that was a really good value, 22 samples, that book, which is actually worth around $10. And so there's 24 little items in that kit. Let me know if you are one of the people that were able to get the kit. And let's go ahead and get started with the fragrances. So there's 22 samples. I was able to coordinate discount codes with as many of the brands as I can. 2 of the fragrances that are in this kit have not even launched yet. They will actually appear on a website by around the 10th of December. And if you guys keep coming back to the perfumeguy.net website, you can get the discount code posted there. So 2 of the fragrances that are in the kit are not available to purchase yet. But let's get started with the first fragrance. So the first of the samples in the kit is Bora Bora from Giardini di Toscana. I've been speaking quite a bit about this brand, and Bora Bora is a super delicious, kind of a spicy, creamy, lactonic, milky, tropical floral fragrance that's absolutely delicious. So it's a real olfactory metaverse. With this perfume, you feel projected into an explosion of flowers, tiare, ylang ylang, rose, jasmine. It drags you into a joyful dance with coconut and vanilla, providing intense emotions. Elegant musks and amber notes create an intriguing and seductive composition. Have you gotten your nose on Bora Bora yet? Have you gotten your nose on any of the fragrances of Giardini di Toscana? There will be a discount code for that one, so stay tuned for that. Next up is a brand I haven't spoken much about on the channel. This is a house called Oret Paris. We are featuring Tableau Parisien in the kit. So number 2 sample. Although these samples are not numbered, these are, the way I number these is the order that the actual samples were received. So Tableau Parisien samples were delivered second after Giardini di Toscana's Bora Bora. So this is a beautiful house if you haven't discovered the house yet. They have really great looking caps. The fragrances are currently sold here in San Francisco at ZGO Perfumery, and we will have a discount code on this as well. This is the latest fragrance from this house, although they are just about to launch, if it hasn't launched yet, a new fragrance, but I wasn't able to coordinate that sample. Of course, this is it. This is a beautiful white floral fragrance. Let me read you about it. The fragrance draws its inspiration from the first Parisian moments experienced by its founder. The perfume is a unique white floral fragrance, sensual and spicy. It evokes a certain Parisian elegance with just a touch of nonchalance. It does have tuberose, tonka. There's spices here: mandarin, ginger, basil, vanilla, benzoin, petitgrain, rose, and heliotrope. I love the color of this perfume, as you can see, and that bottle and the cap is really nice looking. I remember seeing the brand was going to be sold at Barney's, but the brand was just launching at the time Barney's was going out of business. So glad that they are sold here in San Francisco. If you guys make it here to San Francisco, definitely stop into ZGO. Check out the brand. And of course, as I said, I do have a discount code for that fragrance as well. Stay tuned. So the next fragrance is from the house of Violet, Maison Violet, Violet Parfums. It's Cycle 002, this one right here. This is the second cycle fragrance from this house. They are made that they are refillable bottles, and everybody that gets to buy a bottle will be able to buy refills for the bottle. I believe that's how it was on the first one. So if you ever got the first one, now this is the second one. The first one was created by a different perfumer. This new one is created by Nathalie Lorson, who's been creating a lot of the fragrances for the house. Let me read you a little bit about it. Embark on an immersive olfactory experience as our fragrance encapsulates the vibrant essence of the desert. Meticulously crafted with notes of bergamot, black pepper, allspice, cloves, and cumin, it conjures expansive landscapes while a warm and incisive incense reverently pays homage to the formidable absolute deity of this arid landscape. So it's dry and spicy, and cumin does appear. So if you are not into cumin, that one's probably one you're going to stay away from. But if you like that spice, this is super, super nice. Again, it's a very dry fragrance and very, very spicy. And you're going to see some spicy fragrances appear here in this collection of fragrances. We have a wide variety of fragrances, but I was trying to kind of go with like a holiday spice theme. And there will be some fragrances that do kind of go in that direction as well. And you'll find out what they're all about here. And once you get your kits, do write back and let us know which fragrances end up being your favorites and things like that. But moving on to the fourth fragrance, remember these samples are not numbered, so I'm just reading them in order of a receipt in the studio here to put the kit together. So we've got two fragrances from the house of Kajal. They're two latest fragrances, so it's Kajal 3 and Kajal 4. Both of them are really, really great. Both of them are created by Kevin Mathis. They do have some familiarity about them, and I'll tell you about them. 3 reminds me a little bit of Tigar, but more of a creamy. I sampled this at the different shows that I went to last summer, actually in September, October. And these were so beautiful. Well, this one especially is a perfect hot weather fragrance. And with this fragrance, the top notes reveal a refreshing citrus burst, intricately combined with bright and lively grapefruit. The heart emerges with a calm reunion of rosemary, neroli, and lavender, with crisp, spicy ginger. Finally, in the base, we discover a rich, earthy composition of ambroxan, patchouli, musk, blended with a warm amber sweetness for an invigorating and zingy fragrance. It's really, really great. One of the great discoveries. There's a familiarity about it, as I said. It reminds me of Tigar, but there's some unique differences about it. That one does get creamy on me, and something in here does have a bit of a creaminess, versus the Tigar has that really dry quality about it. And then Kajal 4 is also included. This Kajal samples come in a nice, beautiful pouch. And this one is another familiar fragrance. It does have a very familiar leathery experience like Tuscan leather, but it does go in a different direction. There's something really creamy about this one as well. There's a creamy vanilla quality about this. Let me read you the info. The opening of this fragrance reveals the warmth of Davana intermingled with a blend of cassis, rum, and cardamom. At the heart, the exotic sweetness of jasmine and palm flowers merge deliciously with a tranquil leather richness. The base leads to a wild natural paradise with delectable dates, adding a fruity freshness to it, a seductively charismatic combination of muskwoods and vanilla. So it's kind of that very unique leather smell that reminds you of Tuscan leather, but you've got this kind of creamy, almost gourmand touches that's under there. That's super, super fantastic. I recently featured this in a Tuscan leather alternatives video, and I think this is going to be a favorite of some people out there who enjoy those kind of fragrances. So the next fragrance is from a house called Raina Saba. Remember, I did a video on this house with Joe. If you haven't caught this video, go catch it. But these are the bottles of Raina Saba right here. This is a great fragrance from this house, Esprit Saba, created by Michel Almerac. Those of you that are fans of Michel Almerac, definitely check this out. The perfumer imagined a fragrance that embodies elegance, allure, and power. The exhilarating femininity of the rose joins with the richness of patchouli to reveal the potent mystical combination of cedar and papyrus, enhanced by the essence of musk and vanilla. Super delicious. It also has figs in the notes, and this thing comes alive in the heat. It smells super, super fantastic. You've got to get your nose on Raina Saba's Esprit Saba, but I feel like the whole entire collection sounds great. Go catch my video. You'll learn a lot about Raina Saba fragrances. All right, next up at number 7, remember this is the order the fragrances were received. It's Histoire Un Rose, this one right here, from a newish indie niche house out of Armenia called Voskanian Parfums. Have you guys discovered this house yet? please do. They have some great fragrances. All the fragrances are handmade by an independent perfumer. This fragrance starts with fresh and slightly bitter notes of bergamot, tangerine, lime, cedrat, ginger, and angelica root. Then a damask rose spreads with strong diffusion accompanied by a lavender. The base of the fragrance is oak moss, patchouli, vetiver, ambergris, and musk. Super amazing. If you love rose and a fragrance that pays tribute to rose, you've got to get your nose on that one because it's a beautiful, gorgeous rose. Then this fragrance is a really gorgeous cedar fragrance. Those of you that like these masculine, woody fragrances must get your nose on this. It's a Sedra Noble from Chabaud, this one right here. This brand is known for gourmands, milky, lactonic gourmands, but this stuff is amazing. Those of you that love cedar smells, this is a cedar bomb for sure. It says, the hymn to the noblest of the trees from Lebanon, a woody fragrance with plenty of character, deep and green, the power of vibrating, smoky, dense, and airy woods. In synergy, the intensity of evergreens in front of the imperial cedarwood. Fantastic stuff. Check that out. That one does lean masculine for sure, very masculine, but we do have some, nice balance of masculine leaning, feminine leaning fragrances here. This next one's from the house of Obvious Parfums. I haven't been mentioning about discounts and everything, but the majority of these fragrances we're going to have discounts. The Cedar Noble will, the Kajals will, the Violet will. I'm trying to coordinate with Raina Saba and Voskanian, but this next one, Cedra Noble Un Pistachio, will definitely have discount codes. This is from the house of Obvious Parfums. It's kind of an interesting take on a gourmand where it doesn't fully go fully gourmand, but there's gourmand elements with this one, and it does do a nice job, paying tribute to the pistachio. But then again, it's not all about the pistachio. It's pistachio-esque, but it's a great fragrance. And Obvious Parfums is a great house. I think it's not looked, it's like kind of overlooked. I think definitely this house is definitely one that you should check out. They're a bit more simplistic fragrances, and I feel like you can layer the fragrances together. But this one says, the notes of heliotrope shape this fragrance to give it fullness with almond facets, while notes of incense invigorate the fragrance and give it depth. A heart of carrot unfolds the sweet notes of the perfume and amplifies its unctuousness. It is then that pistachio milk reveals all its nuances, gourmand and sweet and bitter and dry. Really fantastic offering from Obvious. The last several fragrances that they've done have been really great. So definitely check into that fragrance. But the next fragrance is the first fragrance of two fragrances that are not selling yet currently. But you got to get your nose on this. This stuff is super fantastic. This is Plume Impressions Royal Bourbon. I did a video recently on the house, but this one was not featured in it. And this one is a really great boozy fragrance. It's holidays come alive. Like if you like the spices, the booziness of the holidays, you got to get your nose on this. Let me read you the info. A delicious boozy blend of dark rum paired with exotic spices, light hints of leather and tobacco integrated perfectly to create an opulent, luxurious feel, perfectly combined with the sweetness of caramel and vanilla. This scent takes you on an unforgettable multi-sensorial journey. So check back around the 10th or the 15th. I should have a link to the product and also a discount code for that fragrance. This next one I'm still working on a discount code for, but this is Gravel's Hazel. Really a great kind of classic leaning fig fragrance. That's really a wonderful offering. So Gravel's Hazel is a powdery floral fragrance. This EDP has a fresh fruity top note which consists of the aromas of mandarin, lime, and bergamot. The heart notes are floral and include ylang, iris, fig leaf, and neroli. The base notes are warm and sensual with hints of musk, vetiver, and tonka on the skin. Yeah, it's a great fig fragrance, but the leaves instead, not the fruits, so you're going to smell the greenness in this fragrance. So it's Gravel's Hazel. Are you guys familiar with that house? I do have a video on that house, go catch it, not including that fragrance though. The next fragrance is a new one from the house of Angelos Creations Olfactives. Man, this stuff is super fantastic. It wears amazing, and I'm going to tell you all about this one. This is called Caricia. This one right here. So Caricia is a tobacco fragrance. This is the second tobacco fragrance from this house, Angelos Creations Olfactives, and this is my favorite of the two. So I tested this out earlier this year, and I thought, damn, this stuff smells good. It's super amazing. It does remind me of Smoke by Acro, but this is so much more complex than Acro Smoke. A lot of the fragrances from Acro do have a thinness about them. They're not super dense. This stuff, if you read the notes breakdown, oh my god. you're going to be wowed by how many notes are in here. And this is a real indie perfumer at work here, and he has created an amazing, amazing fragrance. On me, I get the smoke. I also get the damp tobacco leaves, but there's gourmand elements back there. Man, you're going to like this one so much. And there's a sample of it in the kit. I think it's going to be a fantastic offering from this house. The last fragrance also was featured in ScentClub Mystery Box, Krinos, and now we got Karikia. So two amazing offerings from the house back to back. Both of these fragrances back to back have become my favorites from the house. So hopefully you guys will think positively about that one, because it is smoky. Some of you might not like smoky fragrances, so that might not appeal to you, but absolutely love acro smoke. But this one is like, if you like that, this is the more intense, beefy, you know, robust version of that, with a lot more layers. You can peel the onion and just more things come through, you know. Great stuff. So next fragrance is from the house of Nilafar Dunil. It's Lake Mariut, this one right here. So this is a very new fragrance from this house, and it's also a super, super freshy fragrance. Let me read you the notes. Ambrette, cashmeran, green notes, magnolia, melons, rose, coriander, and yuzu. So there's all these great notes. It's a bit musky from the ambrette. There's definitely a freshness about it. There's a laundry clean smell about it, and I think this is perfect to wear in the heat. So if you like the idea of wearing something fresh, soapy, clean, a bit floral, a bit green, very citrusy, then Lake Mariut will be appealing to you. And the fragrances from this house are not overly expensive, so definitely check this one out. This is Lake Mariut from the house of Nilafar Dunil. New brand I'm speaking about on the channel for the first time now. This is Otop, and it's green flannel, this one right here. Are you guys familiar with this house? I posted about them on my Instagram, although I haven't kept up with Instagram for a long time. This mystery box has taken a lot of my time. It has been very, very stressful putting this kit together. We will go back to doing 12 samples at a time. But this fragrance, oh my god, it is paying tribute to a favorite classic men's fragrance of mine, gray flannel. This is called green flannel. So basically it's reconstructed, deconstructed gray flannel. So basically it's modernized version of it, more, you know, mass appealing. A nod to a mythical perfume that was received as a gift, this fragrance evokes both the quality fabric and this house's signature color. Through shades of green and purple, of green and violet, galbanum and violet, its charm is expressed in an addictive woody scent with a musk base. The notes are violet leaves, violets, tonka beans, ambroxan, and galbanum. Really a great fragrance. It's fresh. It's a very fresh take on gray flannel, whereas they're paying tribute more on the freshness of the violet leaves, whereas green... Wait, I'm sorry, I'm mixing it up. Green flannel here is more fresh. Gray flannel, the original, is more dense, a bit bitter. The galbanum is more in your face, and I believe it has like leathery notes and things like that as well. But this stuff is super fresh. Otop's green flannel. Check it out if you don't know it. And of course, I've been hinting at this one being in the kit. This is Sugar Addict from the House of Born to Stand Out. It's a great fragrance to have to wear on its own. It's super skin scenty, but super long lasting. It doesn't have the projection and things like that, but stay tuned for a video on this house, the update of their latest 3 fragrances, and I'll tell you more about this fragrance. But it is definitely a sample in the kit, and you'll definitely experience it on its own as a skin scent with great longevity, or use it to enhance other fragrances that need some sweetness. But when I'm doing these kind of mixology things with layering, I personally wouldn't mix Sugar Addict with the last fragrance. I could mix it with something like this, the Royal Bourbon, because I feel like it could use that kind of note. So, you know, play around and see. I could also mix it with Raina Saba's Esprit Saba, but I don't think I would mix it with like everything. So you just have to see what kind of notes are in each of the fragrances, so you can use it to, you know, complement one another. But I was thinking this is like a lot of people complain about the longevity of Jazz Club from Maison Margiela. If you want that thing boosted up with great longevity, layer it with this, because it's kind of in the same ballpark of style of fragrances. But either way, Sugar Addict is featured in the kit, the sample. So check that out. But let me know if you're a fan of that house as well. So Ormaie Jane's latest fragrance is called Arabesque, and we have a sample of that in the kit as well. Are you guys familiar with Arabesque? I think it's a really great take on rose and oud combination. And I keep mentioning that I'm a bit bored of rose oud, but there are some new great ones that are appearing, and I am going to do a new video on it because a lot of you are asking me to update my video from like years ago. So yeah, I'll do a update, but I definitely feature Arabesque in it as well. But let me tell you what this fragrance is all about. This fragrance takes you on an olfactory journey through the enchanting and mystical Middle East based on an ancient art using flowers, fruits, and dried wood entwined together. A heart of rose and jasmine absolute interplay beautifully and creates a sense of well-being and serenity. Patchouli and oud transport you to another world. Really great offering from the house of Ormaie Jane. I've come to enjoy their fragrances quite a bit, so that is definitely a sample that's in the kit. Moving on to the house of BDK. We've got a BDK, and again, I'm working on getting discount codes for all of these. BDK will have it, Ormaie Jane will have it. I'm working on Angelos Creations Olfactives will have it as well. They'll all be in the info box, and then I'll also add them to the website. But Vanille Leather is created by Dominique Ropion, and this was an exclusive to Harrods, I believe. Now it's everywhere, and it's definitely a really different take on vanilla, where it's not necessarily going into the gourmand direction. It does go into the leather direction, and it does have a bit of a classic edge as well. This is from the perfumer Dominique Ropion. My intention was to combine the precious vanilla pod with a bouquet of white flowers to slowly reveal its warm and sensual personality. The vanilla is adorned with the sulfurous and slightly honeyed tones of tuberose, then drinks in the powerful sweetness of jasmine, and finally melting into the round carnal notes of orange blossom. To intensify the trail, I chose to work around the notes of oak wood and patchouli. Really fantastic smell. It's definitely not a gourmand vanilla, but a wonderful vanilla. Next, going to the house of J.U.S. This is Spicy Delice, this one right here. This one is also, I specifically chose this. This is one of their latest fragrances, although they do have another one coming out next year, but this is definitely one of their latest fragrances. It's a very holiday-ish fragrance because it's got loads of spices. Once again, this fragrance opens with a rich bouquet of spices: cardamom, ginger, pink berries, pepper, nutmeg, cinnamon, and cloves intermingle with and join together. The floral and licorice facet of the Divana, equally masculine as feminine, breathes a luminous glow into this playful dance. Finally, the vetiver, patchouli, and sandalwood mingle with the warm suave of vanilla, bringing depth to a resolutely voluptuous and playful creation. Really a fun fragrance, and I think it'll make a great holiday fragrance, so check that sample out at J.U.S. Spicy Delice. Remember, I told you these are the orders I received fragrances in, and we had a stressful time with the last batch of samples. We had a really big problem with DHL delivering, and for a week, fragrances were late. And I was panicking, stressed out. Finally, everything came except one brand's fragrances were returned, and sadly, they are not in the kit. I am disappointed that that one brand, I won't say who, we've moved them into the next kit, but I was really disappointed. But this next one is Binet Papillon number 21, this one right here. Are you guys familiar with this house? If you're ever in Paris, go to their tiny little store in one of the arcades. Galerie Vivienne. It's a gallery. Oh my god. Beautiful little store. Beautiful little gallery. And as you can see, a really beautiful bottle. So this is kind of a gourmand floral fragrance with a lot of musk and a bit of milky lactonic qualities. This new fragrance is one of the best niche perfumes, combining the subtlety of the magnolia flower with the gourmandise of a Grand Cru coffee liqueur, all wrapped in a fluffy musk, totally addictive, featuring the gourmand notes of black coffee with the gentle essence of magnolias and milky musk for a comforting and addictive gourmand floral perfume. So that is number 21 from Binet Papillon. Let me know if you know that house. In a previous Scent Club kit, this is actually the third time I'm featuring this brand. We featured them in kit number 2, kit number 6, both in the main kits, and now we've got them in mystery box number 2. This is Lumari, and it's Maidon, this one right here. And this fragrance is created by Amélie Bourgeois, who I've been speaking quite a bit about. I mentioned her in the video for Born to Stand Out. That's going to be airing next week. Stick around for that. But this is a great offering from this house as well. We featured Almeria, which was also created by Amélie Bourgeois. And then we also featured Porthole, which is a different perfumer. But that one everybody seems to like that one, and I think this is going to be perfect as well. This one's more of a holiday vibe, and again, it's definitely spicy, a bit fruity. And this fragrance is an aromatic fusion blend in which the warmth of thyme passionately combines with the freshness and purity of lavender. Its notes are also eminently spicy and gourmand. Cinnamon, vanilla, and apple will reveal it to you. Truly delicious. Yeah, it's definitely like a holiday dessert with fruits, lots of spices. So check that out, Mesdames from the House of Lumari. So this next one, probably the most challenging of all fragrances in the kit. Also, I should say this is kind of sort of getting close to be something like Etat Libre de Oranges Secretions Magnifique. Warning you there. But this is a fragrance house called Hunk, H-U-N-Q. This is Boxer number 006. Are you familiar with this house? Each of the fragrances is inspired by a male profession. There's a lifeguard, a carpenter, things like that. And then, of course, there's a gardener, there's a barman, and this one is the boxer. So just imagine what kind of a smell or a fragrance or essence would a boxer have. So with powerful notes that emulate the smell of blood and sweat, this fragrance punches you in the chest with its manly presence. Standout notes include cade, patchouli, cumin, vetiver, ambroxan, ISOE super, styrax, petitgrain, and geranium for a raw, ferocious, and ideal masculine fragrance experience. So yeah, this is definitely a really intense fragrance. It does have that kind of bloodiness, the spiciness, the sweatiness, the dark, you know, kind of the leather and things like that. So definitely inspired by a boxer. And the thing about this one, let me see if I have a strip here I can spray. These fragrances have the most unique sprayers. This is the correct strip for this. Let me show you if I can show you. I don't know if that's going to, I don't know if that's really, there's a mist of, like, it goes, I don't think you're seeing that, but it's misting in like lines that go spread out like that. Hopefully you saw that. If it's not in there, maybe I'll take a video of it later. But a great house to check out if you're into those kind of fragrances. Last but not least, Juice Box's latest, created by Julien Rascanet, Carioca Heart. This one right here. This is actually a really great fragrance. I smelled it in the heat of Cannes, south of France, and it smells great and it leaves a great trail. This is an iconic melody that begins with sparkling sunny notes of Primo Fiore lemon oil that combines the olfactive sound of peony. In its heart reveals a romantic soul in an unexpected intense combination with sandalwood and rum absolute. A deep enveloping song of vanilla rises in the background with an elegant jazz of labdanum, Operinide, and Ambroxan. It's a really, really great creation from Julien Rascanet. I think this is going to be very, very popular. It's a bit, it's very fruity, a bit floral. There's some spiciness, warmth to it. It's definitely really nicely inspired by Brazil and that bossa nova music that it's inspired from. Remember, Juice Box has fragrances inspired by music and things like that. And that is Carioca Heart, the latest fragrance from this house. And that's the last fragrance that's in the kit. Guys, that's it. This is a long video, so you can skip around with timestamps. And those are all the fragrances. Remember, there's also the book that I showed you and a little sweet treat. So 24 little items there. You guys are going to have fun throughout the Christmas holidays. This is going to be a great set of samples. And the great fragrances are really, really great. So study them and see what they're all about. And then write back and let me know on a video what you think about the fragrances and which ones turned out to be your favorites. Last but not least, there's a ScentClub, normal ScentClub kit dropping this coming weekend. Stay tuned for that. I've got 3 fragrances in the kit, and this will be the last time we're dropping any kits for a while. So this will be the last time you'll have a chance of accessing any fragrances. And then the new kit, it's the regular kit with the large bottles, the black bottles. Next year we are moving into the clear bottles. So that kit's going to drop with 3 different fragrances. I guess I can give you a hint. We've got a smoky vanilla fragrance. We've got a gourmand fig fragrance. And then we have a super amazing musky warm tea fragrance. So does that give you a clue? Anyway, that is coming up on Sunday, but you guys should be getting your mystery boxes as of now. If you have any questions or comments, please send them to the customer service for the Scent Club. Other than that, if you have any questions or comments here, do write below. Let me know which fragrance sounds great to you by watching this video, which one you're excited most about now that you know what the fragrances are. And if you already have your Scent Club Kit Mystery Box number 2, tell me what you like so far. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.